Offensively, we moved the ball, but just couldn't come up with enough points.
We're going to start with Steve Sanchez, followed by Ben Volen.
How you doing, Bill?
Stacy, I'll just go first here. You good, Stacy?
I thought so. Let me try. We'll start with Ben Volen, followed by Mike Reese.
So let me just open it up first here. So as I was saying, defensively, obviously all the yardage they game came in a passing game. We didn't do a good enough job there, especially in the first half, and had some opportunities to convert on third down. In the red area, we just weren't able to do it. Watson had a good day like we've seen him have before, and they have a lot of good skill players, tight ends and receivers. So we just didn't do enough, and didn't do enough of the critical times that we needed to. So it's disappointing, but we'll just turn the page here and move on. Still have a lot of confidence and belief in the team. If we just do things a little bit better, then I think the results will be different and better. But we just couldn't do it today.
Sorry for the interruption there. We're going to start with Ben Volen, followed by Mike Reese.
Start my video here. Hey, Bill, it seemed like there were a handful of plays today, particularly the last fourth down on that last possession you guys had, where the Texans had a blitzer come in unblocked, unchecked. It felt like there were a lot of unblocked blitzers today. Just what was the issue there?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was a lot. I think it might have happened a couple times, but yeah, we just gotta identify it and block it. They did a good job of timing them up, and we just obviously have to collectively as a team, execute better against those plays.
Next question, Mike Reese, followed by Doug Hyde.
Bill, have you had a chance to visit with Rex Burkhead at all since the game ended, and any update on how he's doing?
Yeah, I talked to him, and so we'll wait and get medical confirmation, but obviously he has a knee injury.
Next question, Doug Hyde, followed by Andrew Callahan.
Bill, Damian Harris was getting a decent amount of usage early in the game, but then that seemed to tail off. I know he came in with a couple of injuries. Were those things related?
No, I don't think so.
And it seems like in this game and maybe some games earlier in the season as well, there have been more missed tackles than usual. Is there anything specific that you could point to for why those might be occurring?
No. Something I have to keep working on.
Thank you.
Next question, Andrew Callahan, followed by Mike Giardi.
Bill, you average around 5 yards per carry on that opening drive, and then your average and your run rate went down significantly. Did you see that as a function of the game script getting out of hand where you're down by 11 at half, or was that a conscious game plan decision?
Well, I think that, Houston, the Texans made some adjustments in the running game, and, I think we had, some good opportunities in the passing game, which we took advantage of. We threw the ball pretty well. So I think that's, I think we were able to move the ball. That really wasn't the issue. We had, some penalties stopped us, and then we had some, missed opportunities when we moved it across 50 or into the scoring zone.
What did you see from him in the second half that was particularly encouraging, given his production in that half? I think was the best in maybe over a month.
Sorry, what was that?
Cam's production as a passer. I mean, he was hitting at all levels of the field and seemed to be playing as well as he had in a month or perhaps longer. What did you see from him in the second half when the game opened up a little bit?
Yeah, I think he's been playing pretty consistently here for a while. So we've seen that from him. I think a number of games here. Really since the San Francisco and Buffalo games. He's been productive for us. So are the receivers.
Cam Newton is now in Michael Giravati's room. We have Phil Perry followed by Ben Volen.
Hey, Bill, on third down through, it looked like most of the first half when you guys were on the field defensively, it looked like just trying to run or rush 3 or 4 players in those situations. Did you feel like you were putting enough pressure on Watson, and how hard is it to strike that balance between having enough in the secondary versus just trying to make the quarterback uncomfortable there?
Yeah, well, I mean, those are the choices you got to make. I mean, they got a lot of good receivers. They got a good quarterback. They've done pretty well against pressure. Wasn't very good for us last year. We mixed it in there some, but they did a pretty good job with all of it. To tell you the truth.
And last 2 questions: Ben Volen and Mark Daniels.
Hey, Bill, I along those lines, I wanted to ask you about Deshaun Watson, just his ability to create new throwing lanes and to kind of improv a little bit. How difficult was that to defend tonight? How good is he with that?
He's very good at it. Yeah, he's very good at it. He's a big, strong kid, hard to tackle. Gets outside the pocket, creates some space out there. And the lines, big, long, they just kind of get in the way, and Watson makes things work out. He's got good pocket presence, and he's a really good quarterback, and he had a really good day today. And all the yards they gained were in a passing game, either him running or him throwing. So, it was the entire offense, and he did a good job with it, obviously.
Thanks.
Mark Daniels.
Devastating, knowing that how great of a team.
Mark Daniels.
What he brings to this team.
All right, we'll end with Steve Sanchez.
But, he's a warrior, and I know
Hi, Bill. Obviously, a disappointing start defensively. Can you talk about your defensive effort there in the second half?
Well, it was certainly more competitive in the second half. We still, had a couple of second and long and third down conversions that allowed them to get in the field goal range, but it was good to keep them out of the end zone in the second half and hold them to 2 field goals. But we gave up too many points in the first half and just couldn't make the stops there in the second half to keep them out of field goal range. So.
you.